Op dit moment heb ik voor de camera John Craddock. Ongetwijfeld een van de allergrootste Active Directory-specialisten die ik ken. John, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. I'm not quite sure what you asked, or in the first place, I wasn't expecting the change in language. But yeah, I'm well, as you said, I'm John Craddock, and I specialised in AD right from the very early days of AD. In fact, before 2000 even hit the streets, and I was very lucky to present on AD at some of the 2000 launches. Speciality is AD, obviously, but also identity and federation and security. And I've been working with many large customers in this last year, actually on their ADs, but also on identity federation.
So you're here at Tech Days. You were presenting one or two sessions?
Yes, I had a couple of sessions at Tech Days this time, and I was speaking on the changes in Active Directory for Server 2012, and I chose 3 hot topics for me from Server 2012 as well, which is claims-based identity, direct access, and also dynamic access.
So direct access is also one of your specialties with IP version 6. I once saw a very interesting troubleshooting session about that. Do you see a lot of adoption of direct access currently in the market?
Well, yes and no is the answer. A lot of people look at it, a lot of people love the look of it. This is under the 2008 R2 days. And then when you started looking at a serious enterprise deployment of it, and you had to introduce UAG, you needed a PKI environment, and on it went, the requirements, and a lot of customers put their hands up and said, not now. 2012 brings some great new features to it, and those customers who sort of rejected it in 2008 R2 days are now seriously looking at it again.
Okay, and your other specialty is about ADFS and online identity management. I tried to study ADFS once and I got my head hurting hard. Do you see a lot of interest for this technology? I think it's kind of complex, but is there adoption for it, even while it's kind of complex to implement?
Well, it depends whether we're talking about just ADFS or we're talking about federation in general. There's a huge adoption of federation. Microsoft's solution is ADFS as their security token service, and there's gradually more and more adoption of that. It is complex, but it's not that complex when you know how to break it apart and have a look at it.
Okay, so what you say is if you are able to break it apart and identify the components of the technology, it's not that hard to implement.
Yeah, I think the problem is that you start off and you deploy it and it doesn't work, and then you just haven't got a clue where to go. And it's a new technology for a lot of people, but actually once you understand what happens under the hood, then you can start troubleshooting it and solve the problems. But there's a lot of little components to put together.
Okay, thank you very much. And Active Directory, you're also doing a session on what's new in Active Directory in Windows Server 2012. What's your favorite new feature in Active Directory in Windows Server 2012?
Oh, there's a lot of enhancements. There's a huge number of enhancements actually, really to make it a more robust directory all round. So what would I choose as my best one? I suppose DC virtualization, the ability to clone DCs, virtual DCs that is. But there's a lot of very interesting little changes made, like deferred indexing. So if you actually index an attribute in the Active Directory, all your DCs suddenly don't rebuild their index tables. You can actually defer that, and although it may not seem very exciting, it's actually extremely useful.
Well, John, thank you very much. It brings us to the end of the interview. I hope to see you at the next event.
Yep, I hope to be here too. Okay, thanks a lot.